Hello students, I have come back with another question of GS1 Indian Society. Now definitely after a long gap I have come with this question. So this question is from 2024, question number 7, GS paper 1 Indian Society, right. It is a 10 marks question that we have to answer in 150 words. So what is the question? What is the concept of a demographic winter? Is the world moving towards such a situation? Elaborate. This is the condition where you find that China's fertility rate is declining below replacement level. Even India's fertility rate in many states is declining. The fertility rate in Europe is already very low. So definitely here what we are finding that we are moving towards a aging society where people aged 60, 65 and above are going to outnumber the children below 5 years, right. So this decline in fertility rate and aging of population, this is called demographic winter, right. Based on this, the question was asked, I am again reading, what is the concept of a demographic winter? Is the world moving towards such a situation? Elaborate, right. So first slide talks about what is demographic winter, and here we are, demographic winter is a phenomenon of declining fertility rate and aging of population, right. The same thing which I said, this is demographic winter, sometimes it is also called demographic shift, right. Like generally we find, what we find, that world is passing through a demographic shift, and what we find that never in the history of humankind there had been population of elderly more than children below 5 years. But in going time, in coming times, what we are finding, we will be, the elderly population would be outnumbering the children population. So this is demographic winter. What we find, there are different reasons for the declining fertility rate. The one thing that is very important, that when we are into phase of population explosion, at that time we opted for, I mean the different government policies was framed to control the population, right. Like we have 2-child norms, similarly China has had 1-child norm. But what happens once we enter into such type of low fertility rate, the reversing the trend is very difficult, right. So reversing the trend resulting from government policy to control during the period of population explosion is very difficult. So one major problem we are facing, that is to motivate people to have more children. Second is, people are, their priorities are changing. One of the most important priority of today's youth is career, right. So career aspirations is leading to delay in age at marriage, and when the marriage age delays, right, the fertility rate goes down. Secondly, what we find that today another change in priority is, earlier our life meant for the children and forthcoming generations, but today we have turned out to be very consumerist and materialist in nature, right. Emotion has subsided, emotion has been subordinated to material life, and because of this people are not interested in having children, right. So changing priority of life from emotional to material satisfaction. Secondly, there are certain constraints that is also not allowing people to have children. For example, long working hours, tight schedule offers little time for spouse and children. So that is another problem. child upbringing has become a very costly affair. Right? As you know, mainly the middle class, we are entering into a middle class society, and most of the European society are middle class society, and in middle class society education is very important. And what we are finding that due to commercialization of education, education has turned out to be very costly. Other services are also costly. So, upbringing of children has turned out to be very costly affair, which middle class people are not able to afford much. So, that is why there is a growing tendency of one child norm, right. Secondly, due to the advancement of medical technology, right, nutritional improvement, sanitation improvement, etc., the lifespan is also increasing. So, all these factors together is leading to what we call a situation of demographic winter, where the children, the elderly population are going to outnumber the children below 5 years of age, right. Now, some examples that we can see here, that I have just given two. They are characterized by the lowest fertility rate in the world. One is South Korea and second is Italy. South Korea has a fertility rate of 0.8 and Italy has a fertility rate of only 0.91. So, what you find that it is said that South Korea is going to be the first country to get depopulated, right. In Italy also the situation is similar. So, this is the situation that is going to happen in other parts of the country also, of the this earth also. So, because of this demographic winter we are going to face, right. So, this is the concept of demographic winter and it is presented by me, that is Praveen Kishore, faculty sociology, right, NICE IS in collaboration with IS Delhi Institute, right. Basically, NICE IS is working in the premise of IS Delhi Institute, Old Rajendra Nagar. So, people who are interested in sociology classes, they can contact here. Thank you.